Hey you, hola, wagwan, dapi, konnichiwa, you beautiful beings. Welcome back to the Innerverses, your holistic wellness oasis, empowering you to wholly be at the center of your innerverse through the power of inner child healing, holistic wellness, spiritual empowerment and development, plus so much more. If this is the first time we're meeting, my name is Patience. I'm a spiritual teacher, internal student, holistic and wellness, mindful guide, and I'm the goddess here in chief here at the Innerverses. So get ready to snuggle up because you belong here in this cozy corner of the Innerverse. Today we're delving deep into a topic that might seem a little bit unconventional. Some people may be a little bit scared, and that's okay. It holds such incredible potential, and really personal experience from me has been a game changer. It's amazing for your well-being, and 100% want to add to your self-care, self-love toolkit. It's all about how to do an enema at home. Enemas are a game changer, and throughout history they've been used many times in different forms, and their impact on well-being, they're used as a powerful and therapeutic tool for cleansing and rejuvenating the body. And simply put, they cleanse the body through putting warm water in your rectum and cleansing the body that way. So whether you're a seasoned enema enthusiast or just curious about their benefits, stay tuned for our 5-step guide that will have you feeling refreshed, rejuvenated, and of course informed, because I always put you on, we gotta wholly heal the mind, body, and the spirit. Those three always gotta be aligned. Okay, first things first. So step 1 is all about preparing your enema kit and your cozy nest. It's so important to set the stage up for your enema experience. And when it comes to creating your nest, is really think about it as your very own cozy wellness retreat in your bathroom wherever is your nearest toilet, because really it's your self-care time, it's your me time, and it's such a powerful intimate time for yourself, where not only are you cleansing your body, you're cleansing your mind, and you're connecting with your spirit. So first things first is make sure you gather your supplies. So that is the enema kit, which there's so many different forms of enema kits, but I will link below the one that I use, but you can also see the one that one of my clients uses, which is the tin-based one, but there's so many enema kits that you can use. So just grab yourself one. Like I said, I'll link the one that I use below, but it typically comes in a bag or a bulb. It's got some tubing and a nozzle. So what's really important is make sure that everything is clean and sterilized before you do your first enema. To learn how to do that is you can use the same process how I clean after an enema, so you can use that to sterilize before you ever do your first enema. And then second thing is about choosing a comfortable spot. So find somewhere quiet, preferably that is right next to the toilet, because believe me, trust me, you're gonna be needing that. You're not going to be wanting to walk anyway. You just want to be able to get up from where you're sat and just sit on the toilet, but find somewhere that is comfortable. So what I always like to do is lay down an old yoga mat, or even just a yoga mat, a towel, and then I'll have like a couple of cushions on there. I love doing like my candles. I have some Palo Santo burning and a blanket, and sometimes I might even have my hot water bottle, because for me it's just all about getting the cozy down. I will not have my phone with me, so I tend to have my laptop, and I might listen to some relaxing music, or I might watch an inspiring talk, because again, like I said, it's about cleansing and also feeding my mind, so I start in a very calm state. So that's the way that I love to set up my cozy nest, and also assembling the enema kit. And so what you want to do is empty all the contents and start piecing it together. So piecing the tube itself, connecting it to the bag, and then once it's all twisted, sometimes it's a little bit fiddly, so you might have to have a few goes to actually twisting it to make sure that it's secure, because we don't want any water running out of there. And then the connector itself between the tube and the nozzle is making sure that it's in at the right end initially, and then also making sure that you attach the nozzle itself, as you can see. So that's the tap, the little white bit at the end there that you can see me twisting, that's the tap. So that's what you will be able to turn down and up, move around depending on the pressure that you want for your enema, and then you put the nozzle at the end, and you can see it's pretty much done. And then so what I tend to do is then I just hang it up by my bathroom door or my toilet door, and it's pretty much sorted and it's done. Okay, so step 2, preparing your chosen solution. For this video, I used a coffee enema because I really just wanted to detoxify my body, cleanse my blood, cleanse my liver, and just remove symptoms of fatigue and brain fog that I was feeling. So if you do not have a distiller, it's really good to the enemas, then you need a distilled water. So I tend to use shop bought Smart branded water, but you can use any that says distilled water, and if you've got a distiller, even better. And so you just put the mix in there. Normally you can put 2 tablespoons of organic coffee, but for me, my body only love. I will share with it below the exact one that I use, but you can use from smoothing chamomile, detoxifying lemon, or just plain water. Totally up to you. I tend to use a mix depending on what my body needs at that time, so it's really good to experiment and listen to your body. But like I said, for this we're using organic coffee, and for me, I'm very sensitive to coffee, and so literally the recommended is you use 2 tablespoons of organic coffee. You put that in a pot or a saucepan, but for me, tried and tested, I've been reducing and seeing what the best dosage is for me. I'll bring it to boil, as you can see now, and what you need is a glass lunchbox, glass jar, you need a sieve and a little cloth if you don't have something that will allow you to pour it in, so you can hold any of the coffee granules. So as you can see, I've got my little cloth and the sieve as well, and what I'll do is pour in the solution to make sure that all the coffee granules are captured in the cloth. And this is a cloth that I only ever use for enemas, especially for the coffee enemas. So I would always suggest that make sure that it's a fairly new cloth, and this is the one that you can just buy from any kind of household shops. And sometimes this is something I like to do is I'll pour in the rest of the water from the bottle or distilled water, because that helps to cool it faster. And so I might do half and half, so that way my water is ready, it's already at the perfect temperature, and it's just a case of me going up to my nest and going ahead and doing my enema. Whereas before I'd have to literally, before I figured this out, I was just leaving the enema mixture for like half an hour, and sometimes it was hit and miss whether it would be the perfect temperature or not, or having to put it by the window. But I found this hack which was recommended to me, which works an absolute dream. So now all you do is pour it into the glass jar or your glass container. Anything that is glass will be absolutely good for it, because plastic, it just, you don't want it to absorb any of the toxins that are found in plastic. So glass is always recommended, and this will capture all the granules, and you can see some of them will be in the saucepan, and essentially then just squeeze the rest that would be on the cloth, and that is pretty much it. And that's pretty done, and you remove the sieve and you've got your mixture ready to go. Sometimes you might have to do it a couple of times if it's chamomile, if you're still seeing bits and pieces in the water, but just see how it goes. But normally once, maximum twice is you have to do that. But yeah, and that's it, and your mixture is now ready to cool, ready for you to test and do the finger test or the thermometer test, however you want to test yours. Allow the solution to cool to room temperature, and the way that you can check to see if it's okay is I tend to use, you can use like a thermometer, so you want it to be around 37 degrees to 40 degrees being the maximum, or I'm not sure exactly what that would be in Fahrenheit, but degrees Celsius. But also what you can do is you can use your pinky, and if you can like stir with your pinky, and if that feels comfortable, your pinky finger, if that feels comfortable, then that means you're ready to do your enema. It's now time for step 3, which is putting the enema solution into the kit. Make sure that you just pour the water in. You can do it standing up or sat down, totally up to you, what works for you. Pour it all into the bag or the tin, whatever your enema kit looks like. Pour it into the bag, hang it up back onto wherever you're hanging it up, and you open up the tab. So you just switch it, open it up full throttle. And when it's full throttle, because what you want to do is remove air bubbles, as you can see. So you will have air bubbles. Sometimes it takes a couple of times for you to keep doing it, because you see air bubbles in the tube and you just want to remove any air bubbles in there. And when you're happy with it, is you pour it back into the bag, as you can see now, pour it back into the bag until there are no more air bubbles that are popping out. And now you can use extra virgin olive oil to lube up your nozzle. For me, I like to add extra just so that it goes in seamlessly and there's no pain experience. And the way I like to do the enema, which is step 4, is actually doing the enema. You have to work with your body and listen to your body. For me, I prefer doing it on my back, so literally like a happy baby pose. I'm on my back, pelvic's lifted, my legs are in the air, bended, knees bended, and that's how I like to insert the nozzle, and I find that comfortable. A hack and a really good tip is if you open your mouth, that also actually opens your colon and opens your rectum, so that makes it a lot easier. And so once that's in, I tend to slowly build up the pressure, so turning up the nozzle. So I will make sure I've got my hand on the tube or a part of the tube and the nozzle, so that I'm slowly turning so that the pressure can continue increasing and you start to feel the water go inside your colon. For me, I really like that sensation of the warm water going in. Oh, honestly, it feels so amazing. And as the water's going in, as you can see, sometimes you might have to use your feet or use your hand to gently allow the water to fully make its way down the tube, but I tend to use my foot to do so. And sometimes you might have to even lift your pelvic floor a little bit higher at an angle so that the water flows all the way down, because sometimes you might see that it might just stop midway, which is totally normal, but sometimes you might just need to change your angle so that the water makes its way into your colon. And so once that's done, you just simply pull out and gently pulling out the nozzle from your rectum, place it on your towel, which is why it's there. And then what I tend to do is I recommend you then lay down on your right hand side and you give yourself a quick massage under the kidney area on the right hand side, lower back, on your right hand side lower back, because that's where your colon is. So 3D, that's where it starts, and just stimulating your body and your colon so it knows to start basically doing the work and removing all the toxins. So I'll say lie down there for about 15 to 20 minutes, and it's okay because sometimes it might just be a minute until you feel the urge, but really I recommend breathing through the urges. Like, your mind is so much more powerful than you realize, and so when you're breathing through and connecting with the breath, it really helps. Those urges will come and you'll want to just jump on the toilet, but you'll be able to beat them with the breath. And it's exercise, so the more you do, the more minutes that you will continue doing. So it's okay if the first time you only last for like a minute. You might even last for 20-30 minutes. Totally experiment and see what works with your body. As you can see, these are some of the things that might come up. These are parasites, gunk. We all have parasites, whether we want to admit it or not, whether we want to know about it or not. And enemas, for me, are my favorite way of just seeing that out of my body, and it just does something for my clarity, for my mind, just knowing, okay, no, that was in my body, now it's out. So yeah, love that. And step 5, cleaning up. So after your enema, it's so easy. All you have to do is rinse and sterilize. Put everything, wash it with warm water, put a little bit of bleach in, leave it to soak. I tend to leave it for maybe about 30 minutes to soak in warm water, and that's it. Then I just hang it up in the back of where I've got like a towel rail. I just hang it up so that it can air dry, and that's it. That's your first enema done. So good luck with your first enema. I'm sure you're going to do absolutely fantastic. And please, if you want to do it as a group, invite your friends, invite your family members, your partner, do it. Honestly, it really helps. I've done that myself, and I am more than happy to answer any questions, and if there's anything else you'd like to see, please let me know. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and share with people so we spread out the message, and I will be doing more videos on the benefits on the different enema solutions. And if there's any that you'd like to see, drop them in the comments. Until next time, mwah.